A popular comment on a video I uploaded about 3 years ago on Roundabouts is, why does this orange car move to the left lane as it leaves the roundabout? Surely it's safer for the car to stay in the same lane and leave in the right. Especially as if you go back a few seconds in that same video, you can see cars are not changing lane mid-roundabout. They're leaving in the same lane that they started in. Well, it was on purpose. I deliberately got the orange car to move to the left as it left the roundabout, but I didn't think to mention why, which is an oversight on my part. If you're interested in that video, I'll leave a link to it up there in the top right hand corner of your screen. It's quite a popular video, despite me missing out some important information at the end. Some information that I'm going to explain now. The roundabout I'm about to do is the roundabout I was trying to illustrate in the video. I'm going right, third exit, and if you're not local to the area, you'll probably think you need the right lane, but you can actually use both lanes here. So let's pretend I don't know the area. I'm using the right lane to go right, third exit, slowing down, looks safe, so I'm continuing. And then what I'll do is I'll check my mirrors, and if it's safe, I'll indicate left and move to the left lane as I leave. The reason why I encourage my pupils to do that, and I do it if it's safe, is because you will likely need the left lane later. On your driving test, you should follow the road ahead unless your examiner tells you to go left or right, or road signs or markings tell you to go left or right. And it's usually the left lane that allows you to go ahead. So if you've got two lanes, you want to be in the left lane because at the next junction, you're likely going to be going straight unless your examiner has told you to go elsewhere. Now you may be thinking, yeah, that's fair enough. Why don't you just change to the left lane after the roundabout? And the reason why is because the roundabout is actually often an ideal opportunity to change lanes. People aren't going very quickly. Cars don't often pass on the left of a roundabout because they are expecting cars to change lane as they leave because it's normal. So it's an early opportunity to change. If you leave in the right lane, what then can happen is, as everyone speeds up and new drivers are often slower and they stay within the speed limit, everybody else starts to pass the new driver on the left. And then that learner on their driving test gets stuck in the right lane, and then they fail for being in the right lane of a dual carriageway without overtaking or being asked to turn right. I've had many people fail for that very reason in that very situation, which is why I encourage pupils to move to the left lane if possible as they leave the roundabout, if it's safe. If not, then get up to speed, leave in the right lane, and then try to make your way over to the left lane as soon as you possibly can. Normally I would use the left lane to go right, third exit on this roundabout because I know I can, and I nearly always need the left lane after the roundabout. However, I will use the right lane again and I'll demonstrate leaving in the right lane. There's nothing wrong with leaving in the right lane, it just means you have to change lane later, which can sometimes be harder. So safe to go. On this occasion, I wouldn't be able to change the left lane because I've got this black car next to me. So mirror signal left, leave in the right lane, and then accelerate. Now, as I'm sticking within the speed limit, often people start passing me on the left. On this occasion, everyone's staying within the speed limit, so I have an opportunity to change lane on this road. But as a new driver who's going to be slower, especially as it's uphill here, they may end up being trapped in the right lane. And if you stay in the right lane along this road and you're not overtaking and your examiner has not told you to turn right, it will likely be a fail as it is a dual carriageway. It's important to know that a dual carriageway does not mean two lanes. Many people get this confused. A dual carriageway is two carriageways separated by a central reservation. That's normally a barrier, but sometimes it can just be a piece of grass. Each carriageway can have however many lanes, 1 lane, 10 lanes plus. If your carriageway has 2 or more lanes, you should be in the left lane unless you're overtaking or about to turn right. Or if there's a bus lane coming up in the left lane and you need to move to the right lane, or if you know the left lane is going to be left only soon and you need the right lane to go straight. You should be trying to follow the road ahead unless your examiner asks you to go left or right. If you find yourself in the right lane after you've left the roundabout, don't give people a reason to pass you. Most new drivers stay really slow, keep checking the mirrors, trying to find an opportunity to change back to the left lane. But if you're doing that, guess what's going to happen? Everyone behind is going to be like, wow, they're slow, and they're going to pass you, and they're not going to let you move. So get up to an appropriate speed for the road. Don't break the speed limit. Keep a safe distance from the car in front, and make regular checks of your mirrors to see if it's safe to change lane. If it looks like it's never going to become safe, put your left indicator on and ask. Hopefully someone lets you move over. If no one does, and you've done all you can to try and move over to the left lane, and you've not been going super slow, you've been keeping up with the flow of traffic, and you haven't had an opportunity to move to the left lane, your examiner should not fail you. Well, of course, they could fail you for something else on the driving test, but they shouldn't fail you for being in the right lane of a dual carriageway when you're not overtaking or not turning right if you're forced to be there. It's important to practice changing to the left lane as you leave roundabouts, because sometimes you have to. This roundabout has 3 lanes, and I'm not going to change the left lane to leave, and you're going to see what happens. So I'm going right, taking the 3rd available exit, although it is technically the 4th because there isn't no entry to the police station. So I'm in the right lane. Doesn't look safe to go, so I'm going to wait and get first gear. Wait for an opportunity, maybe after the silver car. Looks good, gas ready, follow it out. Up into 2nd gear, so that's exit 1. I'm staying in the right lane. That's exit 2, and I normally start to change to the left lane here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay in the right lane. And this is exit 3, and if I want to take this exit now, I have to cut across 3 lanes suddenly, which isn't safe, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to carry on round, and I'll show you what I would normally do. So that's exit 1, assuming that I've started again from the same entrance. This is exit 2, so I'm checking my mirrors, changing to the left lane, cancelling the signal now because I don't want to look like I'm going in at no entry, even though I can't. I don't want to mislead anyone. And now I'm signalling again to leave. But as you can see, this time I'm in the left lane ready to leave. I don't have to cut across loads of lanes dangerously. As you can see in this example, the red car stays in the right lane all the way around the roundabout until they get to their exit. Then they dive across 3 lanes going over the white hatch markings. Luckily, I could see what was happening, so I held back. If you're on a roundabout with more than 2 lanes, you generally want to make your way to the left as you go round the roundabout so you're ready to leave. Here is a rough example. Let's say there are 4 lanes and you want to take the 4th exit. You start in lane 4. As you go past exit 1, you go to lane 3. As you go past exit 2, you go to lane 2. And when you go past exit 3, you go to lane 1. And now you're ready to leave at exit 4. It's important to do this or you'll end up cutting across many lanes at once, which is dangerous. I know my illustration of a big spiral roundabout isn't exactly accurate. I didn't have much space to fit it all in, so it's round, all the exits are close together, and there's not much time for the little illustrated car to change lane in between the exits. In reality, they're huge. They're the shape of a giant tic-tac placed over a motorway. The exits are much further away from each other, so there's more time to change lane. When I said every time you go past an exit, you go down 1 lane to the left, that's not a rule, that's a rule of thumb. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Make sure you follow the road signs and markings if they exist. Sometimes you don't even need to change lane because you just get in your lane, you stay in between the white lines, and that takes you exactly where you need to go. They work quite well. However, if you want to be safe, you have to be prepared to go the wrong way because there's no way you're going to know which lane you need to go, where you need to go on all these roundabouts, and when you need to start moving to the left. So sometimes you will go the wrong way, and that's going to take extra time. If you're not going the wrong way, you're probably cutting people up at the last moment every so often. Don't do that, and certainly don't take the wrong exit and then reverse back into the roundabout. I've seen someone do that before. That's not a good idea. Be prepared to go the wrong way. Leave some extra time when you're about to do an unfamiliar journey. I hope this video helps. If you think it does, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're looking for car insurance, check out the links to Collingwood and Confused in the description. If you're learning to drive and want to insure yourself on somebody else's car, Collingwood are there for you because you can do so without affecting the owner's policy, taking away a big stress from the owner of that car. Via the link, there's up to 35% off at the moment and a £20 Amazon gift card. If you want to insure your own car, I recommend checking out the link to confused.com. You fill out one quote form and get loads of quotes back from many insurers to compare who's cheapest, but you can change your car on that quote as many times as you like, which is really useful when you're trying to figure out how much it costs to insure different cars. You may be surprised, it's not always what you expect. Using the links doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel, so thank you very much. Subscribe to get my future videos, and until the next one, cheerio.